Hey YouTube, I'm back again. This is SHTF UFO Gripe. See, now what I mean by that is I am so tired of these guys at the Pentagon lying to us about stuff that we already know, and they try to make us seem like we crazy. Now, I understand. I'm a crazy old man. I admit that because see, back in the 60s, we believed in UFOs. We didn't come out in the public and say we believed in UFOs, but we did. And now they showing this video that I seen a year ago when they first published, and they denied it, and they said that the UFOs wasn't real, that was a fake video and all this stuff. And now here it is, April in 2019. I mean 2021, and they saying, yeah, it's true. Okay. Yeah, it's true. You ain't had to tell me. I knew it was true. And like I said, and it makes me kind of wonder. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think. It may not be facts, but it's what I think. And you don't have to have facts for when you're thinking about something. You just go ahead and speak your mind. And that's what I tell people. It's no shame in speaking your mind. Okay, now. Hello? Hello? Oh, see, they get hey Nisi. How you, Nikki? How you doing, Nikki? Nisi? How you doing, Nikki? Hey, everyday life of ODC chick. Cajun Hypronic is in the house, and Detroit Prepper is in the house. Hey, so look here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this in before they knock my channel out. You know, they have a tendency. I'm gonna have to change subscribers or something because they keep knocking me out all the time after I start talking and stuff that they don't want to hear, and they don't want to hear this. Okay, first of all, everybody should be aware, and that the government is not telling you that Russia just sent up a bunch of satellites over the weekend, you know, and those satellites are EMP. They have EMP capability. You know what an EMP is, you know. So they just sent these up. So you know what that means? They can really do some havoc here and knock our stuff out. Transcene Salisbury, hello. From North Dakota, wow. And Just Josh is in the house, and Cheryl Frugal's in the house. You know, I wasn't planning on going live, but I had to get this in before they start making some more cover-ups. Now that I know everybody's done seen this thing about these spacecrafts out there that they now say is UFOs. And unlike we already knew they were UFOs, it's just like that big one they had about a year and a half ago. That with that cigar shaped thing, that the Omuro or whatever it was, and they said, well, that wasn't really a UFO. It wasn't really anything they could describe, but it wasn't a UFO. And it turned out that it is a UFO, and it was collecting data on us, and they still won't come clean about that. It's just a bunch of sinister stuff that's coming on and going down. See, I was gonna say bullshit, but you know, I try not to cuss because it's bad for me when I'm around my grandkids and I forget who I am, and I don't want to start doing that again because you know I make mistakes every now and then. I'm old. That's why I gotta say. Okay, hey, Fallen Sky Prepper, how you doing? And oh, okay. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? They appreciate tiny houses in the house. And Unplayed Explorer, Josh, and that's Unplayed Explorer. That's what's his name? John Coffey. I almost forgot his name. I had a senior moment. My mind is so fixated on trying to get this out. You know, our grid is in danger. And like I said, so with this EMP thing that these ships, these satellites just got up there in the space, we really in danger now. We any moment, any day. I'm not doing gloom and gloom because see, it's a fact, and I just want to make sure that everybody know that you know we could be in the middle of a barbecue, having a good time, drinking beer, drinking pop, drinking coffee, waiting on the ribs and chickens and macaroni and cheese and all the fixings to get down on the picnic table, and all of a sudden the world go dark. You know what I mean? The world just go dark, and that can happen. Hey, Howard. Hey, I picked a good time because usually I didn't see the stuff on Russia. Please talk about more. Oh yeah, Russia just sent up. They launched 3 satellites up in space over the weekend. You know, and you don't really get too much information out of Russia. You like when China be sending these stuff up in the air, you don't really get information because the news media don't consider it news anymore. But it is news, and it's something you should watch out. Because they were the first ones to have the spy satellites. Yeah, but they sent up three, three satellites up there, and each one of those satellites got a capability of emitting EM. To know. So anyway, like I say, the Pentagon confirmed that we do have UFOs. So now what? So I tell you what. Josh said Faraday cages for EMPs. Yes, a lot of people have Faraday cages, especially a lot of people who prep and don't want their stuff to go out. Ray making me hungry. Yeah, well, see, buffalo wing flavor. I got my cheeses around. Yeah. Hey, that Bill Pro. They go, Al, Butch and Lucy's in the house. Hey, Grandpa. Butch, if you don't know Butch and Lucy, they have a nice channel. I met them on American Life in Philippines a few years ago, and he's from Ohio. Matter of fact, he's not that far from me. He's just outside of Canton, I think. Yeah, that's Butch and Lucy. So anyway, I am having bourbon. John Carvey said, I'm having bourbon barbecue rabbit later. I have bugs in the brine now. Ooh, and the LA prepper in the house. Yeah. So anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So like I say, so be aware because see, right now Russia's pissed off at us big time. China's pissed off at us big time. We don't hear too much about what's coming out of Korea, which is never a good thing. You always want to know what your other guys doing. What they say, keep your enemy close. You know what I mean? And we're not keeping our enemies close enough because we don't know what they're doing over in Korea with them fools. Yeah, and like I said, in these UFOs, they were flying over our military bases, our nuclear bases, even our nuclear warships. And they were just hovering over, circling them, doing all kinds of stuff. They probably was scanning them, something like out of Star Trek. Well, pretty soon, with everything that's coming out in the news, and a lot of people are not paying attention. Did you know, and I said this in my last informational video, that they discovered a whole hollow part of the earth that we never knew we even had, a fifth layer. And I never even thought there was going to be a fifth layer. Uncle Al said it's the lizard people lying about the grays. They must be in the government there because that's who do all the lying. Government, you know what? I'm not anti-government. I love my government. I love my country. I love my government. But sometimes they just sit up there and piss me off because it's like a bad marriage. Every time you turn around, somebody's lying. You know what I mean? They can't tell the truth. And I would just love for them to tell the truth. And they don't tell the truth. And that's what hurts the American public. And when stuff do happen, and SHTF happen to hit the fan, we are always stuck out there with our butts hanging out in the wind. You know what I mean? It's just like we used to have a newscaster here, a weatherman, matter of fact. He gone. He didn't last long. He used to always lie about the weather. Always lie about the weather. And you know what I mean? He'll tell you that Memorial Day is going to be sunny and bright just so everybody can get out on the weekend. And then you get out there and there's a thunderstorm and lightning and hail and all this stuff. And your whole picnic is ruined. And that's the same way that our government is doing with this information. You know, like I say, this is going to be a gripe. And they killing us. They killing us slowly. They don't. If we knew what to expect, we can plan for it. That's what I want to say. We can prepare. Well, we can plan and prepare for it. But they're not telling us all the truth, and we just hanging out there with our butts in the wind. They say, keep your friend close and your enemy closer. That's who the Putin is likely static that Putin is a moron. Well, we can't help that. You know what? When we have these elections and they say, well, we're going to pick your candidate. See, now they haven't picked my candidate in about 20 years. I mean, they give you a little pool to choose from. And how many of them people in them pools, you know, when Democrats have they pool and they thing, and the Republicans have they pool and they thing, and they go up there and they have these debates and stuff, and you got to pick from 1 or 9 candidates. And none of them 1 or 9 candidates you put up there, but they say these are your candidates. So I mean, it's a democracy. It's what they want to do. It's the people that want to run. But I'm just saying, it's just crazy out here the way things happen, and they don't tell you the truth. Let's see, what is the 5th layer? I never heard. Okay. This is Butch and Lucy. Let me tell you what the 5th layer is. It's a hollow layer of Earth. You know, like I said on my last one. You know how you got the different layers. Wait a minute, I think I wrote that down somewhere, so just in case I needed to remember it. Yeah, I did. I wrote it down right here. This they was newly discovered, the innermost inner core, and it was discovered in Australia that they have another layer of Earth. Now, traditionally, we had 4 main layers of the Earth. We had the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. And now they got innermost inner core. They just discovered this. I mean, we trying to survey Mars and discover all this stuff on Mars, and we still ain't got our planet together. We still don't know what's in the oceans. We go deep in the oceans. They finding new stuff all the time. Now we finding stuff in the crust, and we go deeper in the crust. Grandpa, I just shared you out and gave you the thumbs up. Thanks. Thank you, Butch. Lucy. Yeah, they like I said, they my friends from a few years ago from the Philippines. Yes. And like I said, they Ohioans. Yeah, so like I said, it's just crazy out here. And like I say, I wanted to gripe, and I wasn't planning on going live. I was just gonna make a regular video, but then again, I say, well, my grandson is asleep, and nobody's home. I just got finished doing yard work outside and stuff like that because it's 80 degrees here. I figured I'd come in here and get this off my chest while it's still on my mind. So anyway, like I say, it's sinister. It's just the way it is. I mean, and they won't tell people, and I tell everybody. See, I started my channel to make sure that everybody was aware of what's going on and that we can be prepared for when the disasters happen and the natural disasters happen and all this stuff. And you know what? They still denying that they have this machine that controls the weather. But everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Every time they want to fool around and do something stupid, they mess with that machine, and next thing you know, you got snow in the middle of May, or in California, or frost in Florida. See, they still experimenting with stuff. I mean, it is just crazy. And like I said, every time they shoot something up through this ozone layer, it causes the weather to change too. So what can we do? I mean, like I say, and you know they won't come true. You know they won't tell the truth. And I'm not gonna mention anything about the vaccine. I'm not gonna mention anything about the economy, because every time I talk about one of those 2 things, my channel seems to go crazy, buffering, and next thing I know, I lose my signal. So I'm not going to even talk about that, even though they said the economy is getting better, but they ranked the president in the bottom 3 of presidents at 100 after 100 days. So I don't care, because I seen the other 2 guys who was on the list with him. So I mean, who cares? They all could be ranked in the bottom of the thing because they're not doing enough for the people. And that's the way it is. I mean, the world is changing all around us. You know what I mean? It's changing all around us. It's changing from day to day. We're in the 21st century now. And I guess I gotta sort of fall in line, because I gotta prepare myself for the defunding of all the police, because that's what they wanted. Hey, Lions Den, how you doing? And Gun Coast to Coast, how you doing? And Chris Cleaver Craft, how you doing? Yeah, let's see. When discovery happened, it's gonna go as planned. All 90th century valleys in Northern California flooded in rain. Yeah, I said this yesterday. At this point, we're just watching how long it's going to take to hold off on the collapse. Yeah, you're right about that. Because see, what's happening now? We were down. I mean, when you hit bottom, when your economy hit bottom, and believe me, back when we were closed up as a country, our economy hit bottom. So it's nowhere to go but up. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to go but up. When your economy, like our economy, was closed down, shut down, people was going hungry. People are still going hungry. Or some people haven't recovered yet. And when your economy hit rock bottom, you can't go farther than that. There's no place else to go. You gotta. So everything's gonna start getting better. And that's what happened. We just riding the wave right now. We'll see what's gonna happen later on down the line because we was heading for a collapse on that. Okay, but anyway. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Anyway, like I was saying, the government, they know about these aliens. They've been knowing about these aliens since 1947. They've been knowing about the inner Earth since 1947. You know, what's his name? Admiral Byrd. He discovered it years ago, wrote a book, had all the information, and now all that stuff disappeared mysteriously, you know. Just like the Roswell crash, all disappeared mysteriously. And I mean, then you can just look around at your technology. If you've been around since the 70s and 80s, you remember your first cell phone? They called it a pager. You remember pagers? All of a sudden you got pagers. Then the next year you got cell phones. Where is this technology coming from? It seems like every year the aliens decide to release a little bit more to keep us more happy, to keep us in front of the TVs, to give us more stuff. I mean, I remember video games. I used to go to the arcade and be playing on video games like the ones they had in the 50s and 60s that I grew up on. You know, you hit that little silver ball all over the place and you shaking the machine, you rocking it, and all of a sudden you got all these Xboxes and PlayStations and Connect and all this stuff now. And I mean, where's this technology coming from? I don't think we that smart. I really don't. I don't think the human race is that smart. I mean, you see how hard it was to put a man just on the moon, and now we going to Mars, and then we got a rover up there that's flying around. You know, there ain't no air on the moon on Mars, so all of a sudden they found a way to produce air. But they do have these machines, just in case you didn't know. They do have these machines. I think they're in Iceland right now, or Greenland. They're in Greenland. These big machines, they can produce oxygen. They can produce oxygen, and they tested them up in there. I mean, they working. They work. They test them up in there. So I figure after they figure out how they gonna do everything on Mars, they get enough people over there where they want them at. They're gonna probably establish these machines on that planet, and they're gonna start trying to produce oxygen up there since they found water under the ground. You know, they got water up there. It's frozen, but they found water. You know, because you need water to produce oxygen. I mean, they got the plants, the artificial plants and stuff like that. There's stuff like that. It reduces stuff, and that's where we're heading. And I don't understand why they taking up all the time of going to Mars when we got so much stuff down here that haven't been done. Unless they're afraid that this planet is about to get screwed over by some force that we can't deal with, aliens, UFOs, stuff like that. I mean, really, they wreaking havoc on our planet, and we don't even notice. I mean, they could be behind all this stuff about zombies. You know what I mean? And I love zombies. I love zombie movies, okay? But I mean, I wouldn't want to run into one. I wouldn't want to try to survive a zombie apocalypse because it's unsurvivable. Nobody can survive a zombie apocalypse because, first of all, you don't have enough ammo to kill all the zombies. They can nuke the place, and then you got no place to live. So zombie apocalypse out, and everybody think it's gonna be like the movies that we're gonna come up with a cure. Mm-mm. Let me see. L.A. Pepper say they had cell phones in the first Star Trek. Horror had a Bluetooth earbud. Yeah, I've seen that. Grover Adam, shoot anybody remember when mom would ring the dinner bell on the porch? My mother would get out there and yell for us. If we wasn't there at the dinner table, you didn't get to eat. Let's see. gas prices going up, food prices going up, fast food outrage. You're right. You're right, John Coffey. Food. We've been talking about food prices since last year, and like I said, it is a food shortage. But people don't understand there's a food shortage because everybody getting this stuff they've been holding back from us. They putting it on the shelf now, and they making the packages smaller. I mean, really, they're making your boxes are smaller. You know what I mean? And what they're doing is they're upping the price on smaller packages. I don't know how many of you guys remember when you can get a loaf of bread for 25 cents or less, or you can get 3 loaves for $1 or 4 for a quarter. Where do you think that term came from? When you're out there playing on basketball, and guys say 4 for a quarter or 3 for 73 for $1, because that's what they used to get from bread when you go to the bread store. But that's a whole nother story. It said Lions didn't say, I like World War Z. The zombies didn't want the sick. Yeah. But they ain't gonna eat half the people on this planet then, because we got a lot of sick people here. A lot of sick people. But I wouldn't want to run into them zombies. Man, they were like ants. They were crawling on top of each other. They were just outrageous. And then you had to get sick to survive that. They get, hey, Gail Southern Living, how you doing? Yeah, they gave you a shot. Kent Johnson Garden, how you doing? Yep, $3-4 when I was a young girl. Yeah. Yep, I remember that. I remember go to the stores and all that stuff. We used to come home with loaves of bread, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, peanut butter and jelly every day. You know, your mother's out there, she just got home from work or whatever, and you say, Mom, I want something to eat. Go in there and make you a sandwich. Make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you run out of jelly, you have syrup. Yeah, that's the good old days. Nowadays, kids, they run out of food. They got a refrigerator full of stuff, but they got to call Uber Eats. Grubhub. Let's see. Cali surcharge for meat prices like a Burger King without a B in the town of Cali and baking up. Wow. You know what? The other day, I went to get my second shot, and so on the way back, me and my wife, we stopped off at Chipotle. And they didn't have any of the little bags of chips that they usually have, and they wasn't taking cash. They was only taking credit cards, and they had no chips. And I don't know why they didn't have no chips, and I don't know why they weren't having no credit, why they only taking credit cards, because it was a mystery to me, but I didn't think about it until just now. But it's strange. Things are going on out here. Like I said, it's going to happen fast, and then they say that the government's going to send us more money, which is distracting everybody. You know, you give people money in the summertime, they don't care what's going on. You send them $2,000-$3,000 more dollars in the summertime, they think the world is good, and the world could be just falling apart around you. You know, asteroids could be hitting and everything else, but you won't know because you are partying. You know, and then they're gonna open up more of our state. You know, right now we got a lot of stuff going on here in Ohio, especially in Cleveland, where I'm at. You know, we got this weekend, it's going to be televised live, the NFL draft, and we're going to show everybody Cleveland. It's a lot of stuff going on in Cleveland. A lot of good stuff. But then I wonder how we're going to pay for all of this. Underpaid employer chips $3.89 for a large bag of air. Yeah, you ever notice that? I mean, barbecue potato chips used to be nice. You be scared to crunch the bag because you crunching chip. Now it's all air. Nobody watching my videos, right? Yeah, y'all watch Uncle Al. Uncle Al is a crazy old man. He got good videos. Uncle Al, if you ever watch any of Uncle Al's stuff, he'll take you down the rabbit hole sometimes, but don't get scared because he speaks the truth. He's out there in California, and Uncle Al is off the wall. He is. You know, I may be a little bit loony, but he Looney Tunes. Uncle Al got good videos, and he will help you. He's not a prepper. He's a survivalist. Uncle Al is a survivalist. He will tell you he's a survivalist. He will help you survive in the bad times. Okay. Oh, modern refugee is in the house. Okay. Okay, let's see who else is in the house. Okay. Al isn't a prepper. He's a old time survivalist. That's why I just said, yeah, he's a survivalist. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Uncle Al. You better go watch him while you can because they might take his channel. You know, they might take all our channels because what I was saying before I got distracted, I just remembered. I had a senior moment. I was going to talk about the defunding of the police. See, now I want you guys to think about this. If they come in, first they do it by state by state. They come in and tell all the states that they're going to defund all the police departments in the state. Now that's the police. Then that means all the sheriff's department had to take over and run things. And we know if you're in a big city like me, all the sheriff departments cannot run anything. They cannot take care of anything because they run into jail. See, sheriff department is something that's been around a long time ago. Police came later. All right, just so you know, sheriff department is a whole different thing from the police department. So what they would do is they'll say, well, since the police department is gone, defunded, and the sheriff department can't handle the overflow, we're going to have to create a national police force. Now, what you guys think about that? Tell me your ideas of that and tell me where you heard that before. A national police force. Now, I heard that term before. I think it was in 1938 in Nazi Germany, where they created a national police force. So that's just something to think about here, because see, defunding of the police is gonna put all your, let's see, how should I say this? Go put all the emphasis on the federal government to take care of local problems with police. Their police. They're not gonna be police. They're gonna be federal agents. I mean, we got the federal agents, FBI, CIA, and all this other stuff, but they're gonna have really federal agents. Everybody always worried about Homeland Security. Defund the police and see who take over. Homeland Security. They will have an army then, because right now I tell people Homeland Security don't have an army, but don't give them the means to get one. But if you defund the police, you go give them the means to get one, and that's what's gonna happen. Gun Coast to Coast says sounds as daft and efficient as the TSA, only with guns. The TSA is hiring here. Yeah, they say you can make up to $75 an hour. TSA. Let's see, I don't go to the airport, so I don't worry about it. Yeah. Uncle Al say correct, Ray. Ask the Jewish people, the ones that survive, yes. Because that's what's gonna happen. I mean, because when you start thinking about how they gonna do this, why I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with local police and a lot of things right with local police. But I tell you, I don't know. They got to get the bad cops out and retrain a lot of them, because, like I say, things change. I mean, the world's changing constantly, and a lot of people are not adapting. And now they want to just make a big radical change like that, and without thinking about the consequences. You know what I mean? And you got to think about the consequences. You don't want to throw the power of your city in the hands of the feds, because then they're gonna take all your police with guns away, and then who's gonna have guns? Homeland Security gonna be the only ones walking around with guns, and then that ain't gonna stop them from coming in and taking your guns because they want to. Then who's gonna have guns? Look at it. It's like a snowball. It's a snowball. They're gonna go ahead and say no more police with guns. They're gone. You know. Then they're gonna come in and say, oh, no more citizens with guns. They're gone. Then they're gonna dismantle the sheriff department, because, like I say, it's not that many sheriffs. I mean, we got them. Most of the sheriffs are basically prison guards and stuff like that, you know, corrections officers and stuff like that. And you just go ahead and give them the power that they want and watch. Yeah, prepared veterans. I was bragging about the UFOs, that I got sidetracked for a minute because I was thinking about something else, because our government is not telling us the truth about these UFOs. The videos that they showed the other day about those 3 UFOs are the same ones seen last year. And there's more videos than that. People been known to disappear when they start talking about UFOs. And you know, we got what, 7 types of UFOs here on this planet, and plus we got the hybrids. You know, people don't believe that a lot of people have been implanted, as I say, with stuff. They have. A lot of people don't believe that because we don't have just the grays and the lizard people and all these other races, you know, the insectoids and all this stuff. It's a lot of different types of aliens out here, and all of them are not big as us. I mean, everybody think of aliens like 3, 4, 5, 6 feet tall, maybe 8 feet tall. There's some aliens out here that's about the size of a dragonfly. I'm serious. They might be the size. Hell, who knows what murder hornets might be aliens? I mean, they aliens to us up here. You know, you remember the murder hornets that's coming up here? Yes. So you never know. Yes. Hey, Rickshaw, Philippines, how you doing, buddy? Former Ohioan. Former Ohioan living in the Philippines. He's a good guy. So, like I say, and hey, civilian response team, how you doing? He say, I'm your Huckleberry. Tombstone. Okay. So like I say, you got to be ready because you never know what's going to happen. And like I say, they don't tell you the whole truth. And there's stuff out there that you barely get to know. I mean, you really got to dig deep sometimes because sometimes the information you want to get, you got to make sure this is the truth because sometimes they'll feed you some fake information to see if you're going to bite on it. So I don't know. UFOs are here to take Rodan and Godzilla away to their planet. They did that before. I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Let's see. Many pilots have lost their jobs because they say they saw a UFO. They were made of fun. Now the government comes out and confirms the photos were real. You're right. If you said you seen something in the skies, they would think you crazy. It's just like if you say you seen Bigfoot. Now I never seen Bigfoot. We don't have Bigfoot here in Ohio. But, you know, we do got the Lake Erie Monster. Now, I have seen some stuff in that water because I'm a fisherman. I haven't been fishing this year, but I mean, I fished. I was fishing. I mean, I'm up 24 hours out there on the lake fishing. And there's stuff in that water that you have no idea. Maybe I was hallucinating from staring at that water too much, looking at my poles. But this stuff on this planet that they have no explanation for. I mean, we've seen lights in the water. You know, believe me, a lot of UFOs always hovering around water. I don't know why. They say they got bases up under the water. I guess I don't know. I haven't seen any bases, but I'm too old to go out trying to hunt them down. Yes, sir. We like your channel in Texas. All right, Texas. Yeah, keep your guns. Keep them loaded. Because see, I'm telling you, it's everything that's happening is beginning to happen real fast because with all this stuff rolling downhill, we're gonna get caught with a lot of stuff going on. And like I said, a lot of people right now, they want to take everybody's gun. And I can't figure that out. I mean, we done had many mass shootings. I hate to say that. We have many mass shootings. Matter of fact, I'm a former postal worker. And before I got into the job at the post office, they just had a shooting at the post office. Matter of fact, they had 2 shootings at the post office. Not the one I work at, but another one. I think this one was in Maine or Boston. The guy went in the post office and shot 3 people. Then he had killed 2 people at his house. But that's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, and all of a sudden now, they figure that they're going to disarm all the people of America. Let me tell you, the reason we have so much safety here is not so much from our government taking care of it. It's from us taking care of ourselves, you know, from us having our own weapons. And, you know, we won't let no foreign power come here and do anything that they want to here. But we will rally up. Hey, Garden State Gardener. Okay. All right, Hood. I'll see you later. Take care. And like I say, this is not a gun rant. I mean, I'm supposed to be talking about UFOs. And like I said, I have never actually seen a UFO, but that don't mean I don't believe in UFOs. There's been a lot of credible people that said that there are UFOs. Hey, Nisi, how you doing? Free Handly Made. Yeah. And see, and a lot of people they think everything is just an hallucination. I don't believe that because what he says, from order comes disorder. Many people rebel in that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Amanda Mazel, hello everybody. I'm watching from Los Angeles, California. In the prepper plumbers in the house, Tribe sent me. Good day, sir. That's a Tribe right here. Yeah, they're gonna change our name. I don't understand it, but that's okay. Politically correct. I still got all my stuff says Indians. It does. I gotta buy all new gear. You cannot invade the mainland United States. There will be a rifle behind every blade of grass that's often attributed to Admiral Yamamoto of Japanese Navy during World War II. You're right. And basically you're right. It's just like you can't send an army into a city. You got to knock that city to the ground. If you want to do that, you know how dangerous it is. Even our soldiers can tell you that when they were in Afghanistan and all these other places over there, and they had to go to these cities and fight door to door. You don't ever want to do that. Door to door fight is dangerous. And you coming to America, you think you're gonna go up to New York and and stuff like that. It ain't gonna happen. Matter of fact, I seen a movie not too long ago. It was called Bushwick. And apparently it was a small civil war going on, and they invaded New York and Bushwick, and one of the guys got captured. He said, I thought you guys weren't supposed to have guns. They don't know much about the cities then, because every city, everybody got guns. And that's one thing you got to worry about. And that's why the aliens are scared, because they know we will blast them. We might shoot first and then ask questions later. You know, what they say, shoot first, ask questions later, and let God sort them out. Let's see, aliens got to be real tough. We can't be the only semi-intelligent life in the universe. No, we're not the only. If you believe we're the only life in the universe, you know, then you need to start looking around, because we're not the only life form. I mean, and they might not look like us, because, see, I watch a lot of this stuff and Ancient Aliens and stuff like that, and I keep trying to figure out why Mercury is so important to all these tombs and stuff they finding now. They find all this stuff in there. They got mercury all over the place, all this mercury. And I started thinking, you know, we breathe air on this planet. Now, a lot of other planets, the oxygen level got to be real low. I mean, they call us the Cinderella planets out there when they find one like us. So you figure half these people out there, they probably not breathing complete oxygen, like fish in water. You take them out of the water and put them on land, they're gonna die. But they make oxygen out of the water. That's what I'm saying. So same thing with these aliens from these other planets. They probably breathing hydrogen or something like that, or mercury might be what they breathing. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, I'm not George Sokoloff or what's his name, Neil deGrasse, because they probably know more about it than what I think. And Chris Cleaver say it's Goldilocks. Yeah, it's a Goldilocks planet. What I call it, the Cinderella planet. Yeah, I was close. Yeah, so and Fairbairn Ranch, Skinwalker Ranch, Missing 411, Dogman, the Aliens High Breath Program, etc. Skinwalker Ranch. Wow. There, Ronnie Bomb. Maybe we'll get lucky and the aliens will breathe into carbon monoxide. They might live on carbon monoxide. That's what I'm saying. That might, because everybody don't breathe oxygen. I mean, on these other planets, because the planets are so far away. It's like, you know, have you ever thought maybe we were hidden away because we're so far from everything else that our planet seems to be everywhere? Uncle Al say that Mercury is a fuel source. Okay. because I know they've been doing things with magnets and stuff like that. Mercury, could kill us instantly if we start messing around with it. Let's see, Unpaved Explorer said there's life on Mars, but we don't have the technology to see them. Well, they say there's oxygen on life, but you know what? The International Space Station got these alien bacteria and stuff growing on the space station. Did you know that? It's growing on outside of the space station. All this bacteria and stuff like that. And who says stuff doesn't live in space? I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the Blob. Remember the Blob, the movie The Blob, and that thing came here on a meteor and it landed and it cracked open and this goo came out and the goo was the Blob. Probably some kind of parasitic thing living on the asteroid, living inside the asteroid. Every time one of these rocks come from space and land on our planet, they'll tell them what it picked up out there. You see what I'm saying? So who knows? And then, like I say, the lizard people, they say, now this is an interview I've seen on another channel. The lizard people, see, I'm not going to laugh because I do believe in the lizard people. Okay? Now, the lizard people said that they were here first. They were originally here with the dinosaurs. They say they can trace their lineage all the way back to the days of the dinosaur. Now, they say that the aliens came here and they started experimenting on the Neanderthal people or whoever was here, and they took a bunch of them and they flew away with them, and then they brought them back and they became us. Now, this is what the lizard people say. And they say because the dinosaurs was here, they had to kill the dinosaurs. So that's what they did. They sent an asteroid, boom, killed the dinosaurs. Took a couple 1,000 years to do it. They were all done. And now they oil. Right. Space bacteria, yeah. Let's see. Aliens, Texans. Let's see. Land of the Lost. I remember Land of the Lost. Oh, Steve McQueen. Yeah, the original Blob. I like Steve McQueen. Yeah. And let's see. I think that was Black and White. I was very young and afraid. Yeah, they redid it too. Yeah, but the Blob, man. Who wouldn't be afraid of the Blob? They never did kill the Blob. You know what they did? They froze it, sent it up to Antarctica. And Antarctica is freezing. It's thawing out now. So what if the Blob is up there and it come back? You eat the whole planet. But I'm just saying that's a whole other thing. So like I say, you never know. And aliens, are they our friends? I mean, like I say, it's 7 species. I don't remember all 7. But I know the ones we talk about all the time is the grays. And the what's the other one? The insectoids. And then they got this other one that looks like us, except the eyes shift and change all the time. And those are the ones that they supposedly is the hybrid that they got, that they made. You know what I mean? From all these alien abductions and stuff like that. See, I don't know. See, I ain't never been abducted by an alien, and I don't ever want to be abducted by an alien because I don't want to get probed. Yep. I don't know what that probing is all about, but I don't know what they're gonna find up there. I had my colon checked already back when I was 50 back years ago. Yeah. Getting close to that time again, come to think of it. Wow. Bad enough we made monkey human hybrids. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that we did something with sheep too. That we put heads on sheep, and yeah, we playing God. That's terrible what we doing with that. That's crazy. Bill P. I wonder if all these released videos are softening it up for some. Yeah. Why did you think that they released all the alien documents that they had from the Project Blue Book? Remember they said back here in December that by June they were going to release all the alien information that they all gathered over the years. No, Russia already did it. England already did it. Now, the United States is going to release all the information about all the aliens that they know. It was June. And now, all of a sudden, here it is, end of April, almost May, they saying, oh, yeah, by the way, these are real. These alien ships are real. they can go, what, 100,000 miles an hour and turn on the dime? Man, so I'm just trying to figure it out, what's going to happen. And then also, the funny thing about it, in June, the government talking about they're going to throw some more money out to us at the end of June, the middle of June. So here we go. Like I say, distraction. Government give everybody $2,000 free money. You're not watching what's going on up there or around you. You watching what's getting in your hand to make sure it's real. Because the government don't give you nothing. They've been taking money from me all my life. They call it taxes. So all of a sudden they're going to give me money now. So anytime, what they call that, the Trojan horse, anytime you got to watch Greeks bearing gifts. So like I say, so that's going to coincide with the same time that the United States is going to release all the information from all their alien Project Blue Book stuff. At the same time, they're going to give everybody money. But by the media and stuff like that, which love to sensationalize because they don't never really tell you the truth. They really never really tell you the truth. Then you'll be too busy watching that while they just coming in. The next thing you know, you got all these pod people out there or whatever you want to call them. Let's see, who'd all holler say whatever happened to children with black eyes? Don't hear about them anymore. They're still out there. We just don't notice them because they got all these foster grants and they got these what they call these contacts now. They got their technology. See, that was the first one. Then now they got the technology that they can change your eyes. Shoot, I went to school with this girl. She had blue-green contacts. I thought her eyes was blue-green. She had contacts. I didn't know nothing about contacts. Contacts came later. Either you had glasses or you didn't. Now, everybody, you watch all these models out here and all this stuff nowadays. That's how the lizard people are walking around among us because they got all this fakeness and plastic surgery and stuff that they wearing over their face and stuff. But some of them you can still tell. Nuclear weapon storage facility deactivated in the 80s. Yeah, they should have because, like I said, these aliens, they don't know what we got. They know our weaponry. And then, like I said in one of my other videos, that the United States is changing their weaponry for the Navy in some parts of the Air Force from regular military weaponry to sonic weapons. I think I said that before. They coming up with sonic weapons now. We still working on the lasers. But right now they got the technology for doing sonic cannons, so that's what they're gonna start putting on there. And that should tell you something. Why would you start switching over something that's been working well for years to something that you don't know if it's gonna work well at all? And then you figure that if you had to go and do some space fighting, sonic weapons will be the way to go. Because somebody asked me a while back, if somebody shot a bullet into space, would it keep going? Because there's no gravity up there. Now that's a good question, and I thought about that question, and I was thinking about that question. But then again, you got to remember this one: you don't want to start shooting bullets up into space because, like you just said, they never stop. They never stop. Some of them start picking up speed. They would just keep going and going and going and going, and they just never stop. It ain't like here where you shoot a rifle 100 yards, maybe it might go 200-300 yards before the bullet drop. You know what I mean? Just like people shoot that on the holidays, they shoot up in the air on New Year's Day. Don't they think that thing is gonna keep going? It's gonna drop back to earth and maybe hit somebody and kill them. So you never know. So like I said, that's why they want to go to the sonic cannons. So if they got to do fighting in space, see, like I said, this is a gripe, and I'm a little crazy today because I guess I got too much sun because it's such a nice day out here. It's 80 degrees. That the sonic waves will dissipate. And Uncle Al said it's a vacuum in space. Yes, right, it's a vacuum. Right, no air. That's right. There's no air in space. Yeah, Earth is contained with Earth is contained within a marble. It is in a pocket of alien. Oh, okay, John. You've been drinking too much coffee. John Coffee. He says Earth is in the contained is in a marble. You know, Earth is a marble. You know, you remember the marbles when you was a kid, and we say that we in somebody's pocket. Some alien is walking around with us in his pocket. Okay. You Twilight Zone, yeah, I remember Twilight Zone. They used to do kind of crazy stuff like that, you know. But then again, if the aliens might not be aliens, the aliens might be us. All this stuff we watching now might be from another dimension. You know, like when I was a kid, I was fascinated by this one episode of I guess it was the Twilight Zone, where this kid he disappeared into the wall and he was in his bed and he fell up under the bed and ended up inside, disappeared in the wall. Kind of like Poltergeist, where Carol Ann voice was coming out of the TV and every place. But this is old black and white, and the parents came in her room, they can hear her voice, but they couldn't see her because she had fell through a portal into another dimension that was under her bed in the wall. And they were trying to get her out. And I was like, man, I'm never going under my bed again because it was scary. You know, that's what the Twilight Zone and stuff like that did to you. And that's why that's the first time I ever heard of another dimension. I mean, they always saying you got the first, second, third, fourth, fifth dimension, which is a good singing group when they were out, you know, the fifth dimension. But I mean, they got all these different dimensions. I don't know. Now they got all this stuff with the multiverse, the multi-universes and stuff like that. See, all this stuff is well over my head because, see, this is the stuff that Grady could answer because he's more into this new stuff. See, I'm still into the old stuff, just learning about all the different dimensions and stuff like that, but he's into the multiverse and all that stuff. What was Jimmy Carter told about the UFO that made him cry? I don't know. I know he's seen a UFO. Now, Jimmy Carter, he was the very first brother that came out flat and said he's seen a UFO. Jimmy Carter, that helped him get elected. That and his brother Billy, drinking that Billy beer. Yeah. Yep. We had a congressman up here. I don't know if y'all heard of Dennis Kucinich once. He's not a congressman anymore. But he said that he's seen a UFO. Like I say, I'm unfortunate that I never seen a UFO because see, where I live, I don't think they want to hang in this neighborhood. I mean, I'm in the city. You know, they come in the wrong neighborhood, they might get jacked for their spaceship. You know, the guys take their spaceship and say, how many miles to the gallon? 200,000? All right, you got to give it up. Just get jacked for their spaceship. Let's see. Ken Johnson Gardner say, what do you think would happen if it was finally confirmed that aliens were real? Do you think it would be civil unrest? Alien, they just confirmed it. Aliens are real. When they said that those videos that was out last year that nobody believed was real, and they just said it was real, and they said all this stuff these people been saying that happened to them when they be flying in these ships and stuff like that is real. You know what's gonna happen? Same thing happening now. People are not gonna realize it. They're gonna dismiss it. They're gonna say, okay, aliens are real. So what? They're gonna dismiss it. And that's why I said when June come around and they get these people this money, and then you start seeing aliens on your street corner start walking around just like that movie V. And it was another one that was out about these aliens came in a spaceship and that was out there, Brightburn or something like that. What was it? Alien Nation. Remember that Alien Nation with James Caan? When the aliens refugee ship landed and stuff like that, the people were just saying, hey, it's a thing that happened. Hey, Canadian cabin girl, how you doing? Okay. Like I say, and Tony, how you doing? Our cabin in the woods. So like I say, it's a thing. I mean, nobody believes it now. They just said this, but see, it'll be a small news article probably, and it might be a quick mention on one of these news network, one of these national news things, and say, by the way, the United States government confirmed that the videos they took back in 2019, which was 2 years ago, is really aliens, UFOs. And then now our next video is the economy is doing better, blah blah blah. See, that's why they do it. And you won't pay attention. See, but that's big news. When they start talking about there's the otherworldly life forms out there that we need to know because we don't know what they're doing. And if they do land here and they end up wanting to do us bodily harm, what they gonna say? Oops, my bad. You know what I mean? And then they got us so discombobulated as a country where we fighting among ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like what the Bible say, a house divided cannot stand. And that's what we got right here. I mean, everybody mad at everybody. I don't understand that. But we need to start getting together because shit gonna happen and we gonna be messed up if we don't. Food critic Joe, I'm pretty sure that UFOs are some other government air unit. They are testing and seeing what they are capable of. Even major wars was won because of how many people you have, but with major technology advances bring. Oh, so you think this was like the stealth? Everybody knew about the stealth, and everybody knew that the stealth wasn't. Because I remember the stealth back when they had it in Vietnam, the stealth fighter. Because you can't keep secrets like that. But these are not stealth fighters. This is not government. We don't have anything that can go that fast. We talking about 100,000 miles per hour. We don't have anything that go that fast. Nothing, really, nothing that can go that fast and disappear on the and like it's poof, just like that. I mean, I understand what you're saying because we have had a lot of stuff that we have created that everybody thought was alien. But where did we get that technology from? You should ask yourself that. Where, like I said about the cell phones and all this other stuff. I mean, you look at it. We went from back in the early late 1800s and early 1900s from steam engines to interstellar space travel right now. And there's only been, what, a couple of 100 years? I don't know. I don't see how we can get that smart. That's what worries me. Who is giving these guys this information? Every now and then they release a little bit more. Like I say, I went from playing video games with the paddles to Xboxes and PlayStations, to Call of Duty and all that stuff. We got. You remember your TV when you was a little kid? You had that big old floor model TV. It was so big and heavy, and it had a little radio on it too, the stereo system. And then you had the rabbit ears antennas that you had to have on there. And now look at what we got now. We got cable, we got digital, we got all this stuff. You don't need rabbit ears. Matter of fact, they got rid of rabbit ears and all that stuff. We got color TV. I mean, we had black and white for years. And I'm gonna tell you something. We got our first color TV in 1972. 1972, we got our first color TV. It was from this place called Curtis Mathis, an appliance place. They ain't in business now. And we bought a color TV. And this is in 72. See, now a lot of you people weren't even born in 72. And this just shows you how fast things progress. I remember I bought my first big screen TV, which was a 55-inch, TV. And it cost me $900. And it was big, and it had the big back on it and stuff like that. And it was maybe about this thick, and it was 55 inches. It was a floor model. And now I got a 55-inch TV. It's about thick as my hand. See, that's what I'm saying about this technology. How did it get to be so good? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And they say, can't they go fast and don't break the sound barrier either? I heard about that. That they go and they don't even leave a sonic boom. So I'm just saying that I'm not gonna be like the people and drink the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna keep my ears and eyes open because I do believe that they think Project Paperclip. I heard about that too. That there are things out there that will be coming soon. Don't ask me why they come in here. I don't know. Who knows? They said that the first time they came here, it was for the gold. That's why gold is such precious metal gold, you know. I mean, and now they coming back for what? I have no idea. They say that in San Francisco, they still have tons and tons and tons, hundreds of tons, thousands of tons of gold that had never been mined under there. So who knows why they coming back? And maybe that's why they have so many earthquakes in California. You hit it on the hill. There, where technology come from a few years back, the technology jumped and leaps and bounds. All of a sudden, it's still growing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hold up here for 1 second. I don't know if I still got it. I keep it in my little drawer. Okay, I want you guys to be afraid. You see this? You know what this is? This is a flip phone. See, I still got my flip phone. This is the first phone I ever bought. It's a Motorola flip phone. Flip phone. I bought the little cover for it and everything. Had a little clip on it. I just clip it on my belt. Flip phone. Had my little buttons, all that stuff. Flip phone. And that's what we had back in the day. And I still got that phone. Nowadays, you look at your phones now, you got everything on it. You got TV, you got internet. I mean, you got everything on these phones. You got everything on them. And this is like in less than 30 years. Less than 30 years. You got the internet, you got the World Wide Web, you go on there, your phone even talks back to you. You know, I don't know what you call your phone. You know, some people get their phone fancy names. Your cars even talk now. See, like this phone is not on. But this way, this is what the new ones look like. It is not even on. Because I don't use it anymore. Because I only used it when I was working. Yep, it's an Android phone. That's what they look like now. So like I said, it's just crazy. It's amazing. And people think we are the ones that's coming up with all these ideas. Okay. I ain't buying it. We had, let's see, John Coffey said on the Playboy Floor, we had a cabinet TV that had a vinyl turntable, an 8-track tape player, all together. That's what I'm saying. We had one of those too. We didn't have the 8-track though. We had the turntable and the phonograph. I mean, the phonograph and the TV, but we didn't have the turntable. Yeah, I mean, we had the turntable. We didn't have the 8-track. And people don't even remember 8-tracks. They didn't last long either. Up until about 3 years ago, I had about 40 8-tracks up in my attic, waiting for the 8-tracks to come back. 8-tracks. You remember you have them in your car? You put a little piece of paper on the side, you know, the cardboard, because it would skip every time you hit a bump. Shoot, matter of fact, I had the Eagles. I had Peter Frampton Comes Live. I had Chicago. See, I bought those 8-tracks back when you can get stuff from Columbia House. I don't know how many of you guys remember Columbia House. You can get 13 records, CDs, or cassettes, or 8-tracks for $1, for $1, 1 penny. Yeah, that's back in the day. See, a lot of you don't remember that. But then the technology done jumped from 8-tracks to DVDs. Yeah, now we got DVDs. Now we got disc. We got disc. We got those discs out there. Let me see. I got some of everything on my desk. It's always been stuff around here. Yeah, like this DVD. See, this says Ultimate Fight for the movies. Yeah, this is a DVD. See, DVD. That's what they kept to now. See, back when they were changing over from VHS to DVDs, RCA came out with a disc player. I don't know if you really remember that. They disc player, the rec was like the size of an album. Those of you who remember albums, see, but the albums are coming back. And that's the way it is. See, that's what I'm saying. Technology is just crazy. The CDs are absolute now. Yeah, what they using now? Because I still got a bunch of CDs, you know. Yeah, cassettes when by the way, all of a sudden I woke up one day, there wasn't no more cassettes in the stores. Nobody sold them anything. Like I know, hey Ginger Ninja. Now I know that when you get a new car nowadays, they have Blu-rays in there and stuff like that, Blu-ray players, and then they got what's this thing called? All these different channels you can get, you know, where you just push a button and you on one channel and it can play anything you want. They say I rented an SUV a few years back and it emailed me. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, they can talk to you now. I see one where you don't even need to push a button to start it up now. You just jump in there and you just talk to it and it just cuts on. Yeah, so I like crazy, boy. I mean, it's just wild out here. And like I said, I done lost track, and I was talking about the aliens, but I'm just saying the aliens have made a deal with certain parts of our government. You know, we do have that deep state. I mean, and these guys out here controlling everything. See, everybody ain't gonna know what's going on. It's some people that do, some people that don't. And they control everything. And every now and then, I ain't gonna say people like Bill Gates end up getting information and technology and stuff like that, where they control everything. You know, where they can buy most of the farmland in America. I ain't gonna say nothing like that because when I start talking about Bill Gates, my channel starts to flutter. But I'm just gonna say this: it's certain people. It's not the Illuminati. It's the new international world order. I mean, they got them here, Russia, India, all over, and they controlled everything. Betamax. Oh man, I had a Betamax machine. Best machine I ever had. The thing was so huge. It was like a mini stove. It was huge Betamax machine, and it was a top loader too. And my remote control had a cord on it. You can only go as far as the cord would go. That's how the remote control was. Yeah, that's ready. It said I used to have 8-track tapes in Columbia House. Yeah, so I got a lot of my music from Columbia House. Just send them $1. Let's see, Golden State Garden. They had Alien Einstein. Yeah. VHS movies in my VCR. I loved it, man. Like I say, I got a bunch of VHS tapes. I ain't got nothing to play on because the one machine I got eats the tape, so I don't put nothing in there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those movies, but I'm just gonna hold on to them like I did my 8-tracks. You know, I held on to them over to about 3 years ago. But that's okay. Things happen. You got to move on with the times. Pretty soon they're gonna have pods in everybody's house. Just like when they came out with what's this thing, Connect or whatever it is, where you actually participating in the game and stuff like that. They're gonna come out with these little pods where right now they got these people that can wear glasses, you know, the little headgear you wear, and you actually into a third dimensional world and stuff like that. And you don't know what's going on around you. And it's all an alien influence, and they want us like that. They don't want us to think. They don't want our kids to be smart. They don't even want our kids to know how to change a tire. You know what I mean? They don't want them to be able to change a flat. They want us to be null and void, and they want us to think that everything's all right, that we running everything, that we can do everything, and they can't even change a tire. They can't change oil. I remember this girl, she had to call a tow truck because she put antifreeze in the oil. She thought that's where the antifreeze go in her oil. And she poured it in there. And she wondered why her car wouldn't start. She lucky it didn't blow up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. into the Tesseract in the fourth dimension. Yep, it's all coming to a head pretty soon. I have 2 VHS players used in the garage. Yeah. The only thing you can fix those yourself, the VHS players, because it was just the rubber. It'll expand with the heat from being played so much. You get you another one of those rubber bands, put it on there, it plays great. I used to take the VHSs apart when they used to break and actually splice them back together. Stuff that you do that we could do. But nowadays, you can't do anything now because everything is too high tech. Like all these cars out here. And when these EMPs hit, the only high tech you're going to have is your foot. Because that's what you're going to have to be doing. You're going to have to be walking. Enchilada masa. Multiple floors underground, supposedly an alien human collaboration. I don't know about that. Only thing I do know is they talking about that under the Denver airport, they have a bunch of tunnels and stuff that's supposed to be an alien headquarters or something up under there out in Denver because they like the mountains, and then they like the thin air that they have up there. There's something about the thin air. That's why they in Alaska and in the Arctic. There's a lot of aliens in the Arctic. I guess it's the thin air. If they had to breathe our air, I guess it's the thin air. While the lizard people, you find most of the lizard people sighting down in the southern parts of the country. Florida's, Carolinas. You might find some in the redwoods, but not a lot. But yeah, they in California, they don't like to be too far from the water. Because they, like I say, they did this one interview and they say that they live a couple of 100 years. Well, the average human, we may live, maybe in our mid 80s. See, I'm gonna live to be 100. Even if they had to transplant my brain into another thing, I'm gonna try to live to be 100. But anyway, yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they spin this when stuff really start to happen and they can't cover it up. Like I said, our grid is in danger. They know the Soviets sent them satellites up there. That's something else. And that these UFOs, they out there. What are they doing? How come the government is not concerned about them? Do they have to wait till people die to be concerned? I don't know. But that's how it usually is. That's why I say it's as simple as this. Keep prepping. Keep putting food away. Get you some kind of protection. A lot of people out here are going to bow and arrows as backups. Those what they call those? Not the bow and arrows. What kind of Daryl used in The Walking Dead? Crossbows. I guess that's what they are. I'm not sure. But yeah. So you gotta have that. I'll see you later, cabin girl. Take care. Cause it's after. I've been on the. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this up. So I'm glad everybody showed up. Like I said, I just wanted to gripe because things wasn't happening. Let's see, Montana Vex gift shop and Metaphysics Center. Like I say, my friend Grady, my nephew Grady, he's into metaphysics. Yeah, metaphysics. He's into that. Yeah, he was telling me stuff about it too. But but then again, you can go back into history. Everything I said is true. We went from what? Throwing rocks and bows and arrows and spears and stuff like that to firearms and now sonic weapons, and laser weapons, and tasers and all this other stuff. We got stuff out there that we don't know where it came from. Okay, then. But like I say, I'm finna let everybody go. Y'all go ahead and get yourselves ready for dinner. Those of you gonna eat dinner, and the rest of you, watch out for the aliens. Because they out there. They out there in the. Like I say, they gonna always cover it up if they can, and they can't cover this up because they're gonna have to let everybody know in June what's going on anyway. So I'll see you guys later.